right, Trump tax cuts 2.0 are coming. Joining us now, Idaho Senator Mr. Mike Crapo, who is the incoming chair of the Senate Finance Committee. Senator Crapo, thank you, sir. I know it's, maybe a little early, but you've talked about this. You and I have talked about this. You've talked about this. These tax cuts that need to be scored may not need to be scored. If you're extending popular tax cuts forever, there's such a thing as a current policy baseline. It was used under President Obama, and it would certainly reduce the cost of the tax cuts. Could you just tell us a little bit about that, sir?
Yes, Larry, I think it comes down to this. Under our current scoring rules, the failure to stop tax increases from happening is being considered a deficit. This is a $4 trillion tax increase on Americans, $2.5 trillion of which will fall on people making less than $400,000. And they are arguing that this is tantamount to not letting taxes go up, which is what the liberals want, is going to create a deficit. That's a crazy argument. And as you said, Barack Obama, when he faced this same question when President Bush's tax cuts were expiring, did the same thing I'm proposing. And that is to say, if you're just extending current law, we're not raising taxes or lowering taxes, that is a $4 trillion deficit. That's ridiculous. There is a difference between a tax increase and $4 trillion of spending. And we just have to get that message out to America.
Wow, that is just so important. The way you put that was so clear. I just love that. Have you sort of worked this through the Republican caucus or the Democrats? And you're going to be head of the Finance Committee, which is a very influential committee.
Yes, we're making this argument very aggressively, and as you might guess, the Democrats don't like it because they want to increase taxes and they want more spending. There is quite a bit of receptivity to this argument among Republicans because they don't want to raise taxes. And let me tell you another interesting thing, Larry. Under the spending protocols that we use and the scoring protocols, extending current spending does not score as a deficit.
Oh.
But extending current tax increases scores as a deficit.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
That's unbelievable.
And we need to let the American people know.
That's unbelievable. But that's exactly right. That is exactly right. So all these arguments are terrific arguments. Now, if you talk to President Trump about, I have talked to him about it briefly, but you need to talk to him about it also.
Oh, I've definitely talked to him about it, and he agrees. He knows that we have got to be bold and strong and tell the American people what's really going on here in this fight, and he wants to go big. And I think that we are going to be able to do that with his support.
Well, so CBO and the Joint Tax Committee will probably never sign on to this.
No, they will never agree to it. We're going to have to, well, we could try to change the baseline, and we may be able to do that and force them to score it differently. But whether we're successful in that or not, we are going to have to take the bold steps of saying to the American people that we are not going to let $4 trillion of tax hikes happen, and that is not going to increase the deficit. I should also point out, with those tax cuts, our revenue to the government came in at record levels, just like the 50-year average.
Yes.
They did not increase the deficit.
Yes, 100%. And anyway, the CBO and the Joint Tax Committee don't vote on the floor of the Senate. Thank you, Senator Crapo.